Hello. Today I'm doing a little test stream, sort of. I'm being pressured into it by some friends of mine. They want me to try some streaming stuff. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm planning on a little build and test of the BIQU BX 3D printer, which I backed on Kickstarter. And now it has arrived. So we're going to do a little test of that here, and or we're going to set it up and hopefully test it. You can see I've got a little work surface prepared. It's a little busy. We've got a let's get this out of here. Power cords. Got too much stuff. All right, cool. Little work surface. This is my desk area. You can see some stuff. This is actually old GoPro gear in there, which I need to probably get off my desk and replace with new GoPro gear. So we're gonna get going. I guess there's not too much to explain other than that. So we've got a work surface. Got a little nuke right here. Nuck, well, however you pronounce those. This is running a little Valheim server, actually. So I've got the printer off stream here, or off camera rather, because I don't want my address to become public. So I'm going to bring in pieces one by one. All right, here's on the top of the box. Got the user manual, box of stuff. Power. Looks like a filament holder. This is one of the big deals about this thing. You can see that there. That is the new, like, I think it's B2 extruder, something like that. Yeah, really low weight extruder. So that's pretty cool. And what do we got? Oh yeah, of course, the BIQU rubber ducky classic. It's got its own spot even. And then some hardware. And more two heat breaks. Cool. Okay. Elsewhere in the package, we've got USB stuff. We have tools. We have more of the filament holder. Let's move this stuff back. We got the top of the printer there. That's a start, but I'm going to start with the base. Oh, of course, filament sample. Alrighty, here's the base of the printer. Got let's move it this way. There we go. Got the HDMI cable. This is actually the back of it, looks like, so gotta turn it. Is this the back of it? Yeah, that's gotta be that way. Well, it doesn't have to be that way, but I think it's that way. Okay, cool. Nice. We got, let's see. I ordered 2 of these sheets. Maybe that was a mistake. I've got a spring steel sheet print surface. Makes it really easy to remove prints. And we got one installed by default. All right, I'm guessing that this has the screen in it. It's one of the things about the BIQU BX that's such a cool thing is it's got a giant, like 7-inch touchscreen, and you can put a Raspberry Pi on the back of it and have a grand old time with sort of native Raspberry Pi integration. I don't know. I've heard that there's some issues with it, but we will see. Let's check this out. This must be the screen. And it is. Oop, and the knob immediately fell off. All right. Yeah, that's the big screen. You can see that. TFT70 BX V2.2, 1024 by 600. And in theory, you could put a Raspberry Pi in the back of this. And we got some other stuff. All right, so let's follow this according to the manual. And I'm going to do some adjustments to it immediately before I screw around with it too much. But we will check the manual and see how difficult it is to actually put this thing together. It shouldn't be. I have assembled a few printers before. Assemble the frame base, M5 by 45 socket head cup screw, 4 pieces. Align the 4 holes in the base and 4 holes in the upper frame with stepper motors facing the back of the base. Attach the base and frame together with the 4 M5 by 45 socket head cup screws using the included Allen wrench. Then install the printing head, then the display, print spool, holder assembly, display cable, connect additional wiring, connect print head, connect stepper motor cables, connect, verify correct power mode, connect power cable, repair filament, insert filament to print head, auto bed leveling, adjust the offset, start printing. Prepare Raspberry Pi. We're probably not going to be doing Raspberry Pi today. I don't have a Pi set aside for this yet, but it's a start. Okay. So we'll start with the assembling the frame. We need the M5 by 45 socket head cup screws, which, let's see, we've got our tools in here. This was shipped on October 28th, 2020, and I got it in late February. Got stuck on a boat. All right. And 3x5s. Oh, M5 by 45. I like that they actually label them in separate baggies. That's very nice. Cool. Also, I do have a multi-camera setup kind of going on that I'm testing. Let me get my mouse here. If we switch to webcam, that's cool. Okay. So this is my Sony A7 Alpha 7 III, and then this is just a crappy webcam. Well, not that crappy. Webcams are so expensive nowadays with COVID. It's a C922, I think, Logitech. And I've got Droid Cam set up on my phone if we need anything in more detail, but we'll get there when we get there. All right. Here's this part. It's got this fancy faux carbon fiber sticker on it. See that in detail? Yeah, it's kind of dark. Okay, so we need to lay this down and screw it in. Let's swap to the other camera for this. All right, cool. So we'll do this. Okay, this is hard to do with only two hands. Let's get some screws out here. We'll just preload the screws. Why not? This is what I do with my Saturdays, apparently. Go back to this. Can you see that? It's kind of dim. Oh well. Okay, so we've got that kind of loaded up. How am I going to do this with two hands? We can do this. Ooh, shit. That's a big mistake. Okay, you know what? I got a better idea. How about this? How about this? Hey, look, genius. Maybe I should use the fact that I'm on the edge of a table and utilize it that way. So let's do this. I'm going to do this. We're going to put it on here. Okay. Does the other camera see this better? I'm getting like grease all over my hands from the screws in the back here. Does this show better? Yeah, let's do that. So instead of trying to be overly ambitious, we will do this. We'll just kind of slide it off the edge here and insert the screws with the table supporting the bottom of it. All right, that's better, huh? What an idea. Okay. One of the kind of wonky things about the, well, we'll get to that actually. I want no spoilers, no spoilers. Okay. Cool. That should be enough to, there we go. We'll just let go of it. It's screwed in a little bit. Should be enough to not be too scary. Let's get some tools out here. Will these fit these M5x45s? Answer is yes. Okay. Getting this screwed in. Ooh, you can see it stand up a little bit there. Before we screw these all the way in, I'm going to get them loosely attached. It's always a good idea with setups like this. Make sure everything fits, then screw it down. I'm also going to test that this is actually square in a minute here, but we're going to start by assembling it for sure first. Okay, cool. So I'm just screwing in this side. If you're curious what I'm using to run this, other than OBS, of course, I've got a I've got my cameras. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm trying to make sure this fits. Looks a little wonky. I'm running the audio for this with a Shure SM7B. Now, I actually have a good reason to use a Shure SM7B beyond that it's a good mic, and that is because I used to work in radio, and I know the Shure SM7B complements my voice. So I didn't buy it because it's super popular with everybody else, although that is an indicator as to its quality to some degree. I bought it because I used it professionally in radio, and now I'm using it unprofessionally on YouTube. All right, this got seated finally. Again, that's why you don't crank down one side before you get everything set, because that could have bent things, which would not have been good. So now I'm actually tightening it. Thrilling entertainment. Tightening screws on camera. Should be a great printer though. Big Tree Tech is the brand behind BIQU. You might have heard them in relation to other 3D printing accessories, board swaps and stuff like that. They generally make pretty good stuff. And this is they've made printers before, but this is kind of a new step for them. This is something particularly fancy. And I don't really encourage backing Kickstarters, but I occasionally do if I'm relatively confident in the outcome. This came a little bit late, but not too bad, all things considered. It was supposed to arrive in January and arrived in February. For Kickstarter, I count that as a win. Almost done with these screws. Now, hopefully this is just square right out of the box. I mean, it should be, right? Like if they machined it correctly. But we'll test it. Now, I already have a Sidewinder X1, so why am I getting this printer? Well, I also have an Ender 3. Or I used to, I should say. And my Ender 3 is, let's say, modded to death. So I wanted something that I could start on as a new platform. Something that had all the kind of nice things going on with it. And this is it. It should require very minimal modding as a result. Okay, so we're all screwed in here. Feels pretty solid. What's the next step? Install the printing head. That's this thing. Let's swap to the other camera. All right. So this is the print head. Really low weight. And also you'll notice something a little weird. What is that? An HDMI port on a print head? Well, yes, actually. The power and communication for the print head here runs through an HDMI cable on these printers, which is a little funky. But so far, according to other people, it's worked pretty well. Also, the air duct on it is 3D printed. I'll probably replace that, but yeah. Okay, so how do we install this? Print head, X gantry, 3x5 socket head cup screws. Okay, so it'll be like... Oh, okay, so it slides in like that. All right, interesting. Just checking. Got a notification. My apologies. Okay, so we are. Let's see. We need we need the M3x5 socket head screws, which again are in a nicely labeled bag. And we put this, according to the instructions, we screw these into the outside on either side of the head here. Yeah, okay. Which one of these fits? Looks like this one, and it is. Cool. Okay, so interesting. So the fan actually is from the back, and all the wires are nicely arranged. And this is the bed probe for automatic bed leveling. All right. So we attach this on here. Then screw these in. Okay, I attached one side loosely. We'll do this side. I'm gonna move it a little bit. Oop. Let me just drop the screw there. These are not magnetic, so you ever have that feeling when you try to show somebody something and you screw it up and otherwise you would have been fine? Yeah. It's good stuff. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this for real. For real this time. Remove some cat hair. You know how it goes. Okay. So, get this lined up. Boy, that's actually kind of hard to get in there. Wow, okay, so I dropped it right under the desk. Cool. Here we go. Wow, I'm having a heck of a time. What's with that? Maybe I'll try the other one first. Okay, am I just crazy? Like, is this not the right? No, it's definitely this one. Yeah, okay. Maybe I will tighten these a little bit more. You know what? Why not? Let's go with that. Okay. Just goes to prove that 8th time's the charm. Now this one behind the bed probe is going to be the most annoying. There we go. Only took me a million years. Boy, this is a crappy. I mean, what should I expect? But this is a especially crappy Allen key. Install display. All right. We'll get to that. Also, there's a lot of play in this thing. Should there be that much play? Check this out. Granted, I haven't tightened it down yet, but wow, this is. I feel like I'm going crazy. This has got to be. This Allen key just sucks. That's better. Not great, but better. Okay, what's the next thing? Install display. What do I need for that? M5x6 screws. Spare screws. Cool. M5x6. Nice. It's taped on here. Oh, they got a micro SD port in the front. Why don't they do USB-C? It's 2021. Well, 2020 when this thing started coming out. Come on, BIQU. You know better than that. Micro USB is in the past. Okay. Let's turn this to the camera more. Goes on there, like that. Let's move this a little bit. Let me just screw it right in. Base, 5x6 screws, screen. Yeah, all right. Okay, let's get to it. Big chunky screws. This giant screen isn't the only reason to buy a BX, but it is pretty neat. It's genuinely cool. I like it. it might have been better served oriented vertically instead of horizontally, just because it sticks out a bunch now. But yeah, or maybe you put it on this side and then you do a filament holder that's behind it. If you did a filament holder there, the screen here would be really wide, like the width of a 300 by 300 printer instead of a 240 by 240 or whatever this is. As usual, BIQU went with the top mounted filament, which we'll test that way, but I don't like top mounted filament. I don't like having that amount of weight so high up on something like this. All right, well, let's do that. Okay, cool. Display attached. Attach the display on the base of the 4M 5x6 socket head cup screws. Done. 4, 2, 5, 4. 1, 2, 3. What? It's all the spool holder on the bracket. Okay. Looks like they want it like this. Did I cross thread this? Or is it just tight? Nah, it's just bad. I didn't cross thread it. So one of the cool things about this teeny little printhead on this thing is it's direct drive, which means it can print flexibles and all sorts of difficult to do material. Sorry, I'm not showing this on camera. You know, why don't you just make this slightly narrower so it holds onto this plastic nut while you tighten it? Wouldn't that be nice? Whatever, fine. And like this. Okay. Switch cameras. There we go. Attach a spool holder back to the top of the Z-axis crossbar using 4 M4x8 socket head cups. 2 M4x8 socket head cup screws and 2 M4 T-nuts. The T-nuts will rotate during the installation, locking the filament bracket into place. That's what I got on the bottom of this. Actually, what am I doing switching to this cam? Let's switch to this cam. See this? Those things. Those go into this channel up here. Into this channel. So we're going to do that. Okay. Roughly center it up. Actually, this view kind of sucks. That view kind of sucks. Whatever. It kind of sucks all around. Whatever. Okay. So, they don't give a specific place, but actually that looks... So it's relatively... It'll just kind of center it. Actually, no. We're not going to center it. We're going to off-center it. Because then the filament spool will hang in a better position, I think. Yeah, we're gonna do it like that. Did I doink it already? The T-nuts will rotate in place, holding it down. Yeah, that was a lie. Yeah, looks like it's fine actually. Good. I do not trust this. Yeah, it's not rotating in there. It's just sitting there. That's really nice. Okay, I'm just trying to manually rotate it now. One goes in perfectly the first time, and this one, no. Hey, I finally got it. Definitely check these T-nuts if you have a printer like this. I mean, these top-mounted things suck anyway, so whatever. But check the T-nuts. Don't trust them. They say it'll rotate in place, but it doesn't necessarily. Okay, what do we got next? We did that. Move my mic. Connect the display cable. Oh yeah, this is not supposed to be keyed, so this is another thing that they screwed up. Screen wire, positioning slot, white mark. Okay. Okay, so they put they put white paint on it instead of, okay. Let me see if I can do this. Why didn't they just key it? Can I do this? There we go. Sweet. So this connector, it's like white paint on it. Yeah. Instead of keying it. Genius. Okay, well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to remove the screen and put the cable on and then reattach the screen because it's just kind of stupid. Okay, Okay, so we're plugging it. It's keyed. What? What? Why didn't they just... Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me show you this. Let me switch over to Droid Cam. Okay. Droid Cam. So get this. You got this. This is where the... All right. So let's show you what's going on here. So this connector is what this cable goes into. Now it's keyed. You see that little part where there's no white? That's spot for this connector to have a little bump out so that you can only plug it in one way, right? Otherwise you could plug it in reverse and that might be bad. Might burn out the screen or something. Now they've got this socket that's keyed and ready to go, and they put this on it on the other side that's not keyed. It's not keyed. So instead of keying it, what they did was they put white paint on the connector and this to tell you how to line them up. Just put a keyed connector on this end. What is this logic? Bizarre. Stupid. Anyway. I don't understand that logic. It's so weird. All right. Hold on one sec. Not bad there. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. We're going to connect the cable to this first, and then we're going to attach it. So instead of keying it like a normal person, we're going to plug in the white paint to the white paint. And they don't even... Okay. The other thing about this connector, the connector is narrower than the plug, so you can plug it in incorrectly if you're not super careful. Why didn't they just key this? This is so stupid. Okay, I'm gonna just check the plug pins really quick. All right, it looks like I'm good to go. I don't entirely trust it, but yeah, okay, fine. Whatever, BQ, whatever. This was a stupid decision. Why didn't you just key it? Right. What do we do after this? Insert the cable into the rear display. The Y marker, the plug of screen, terminal, line face the positioning slot of the screen socket. And then we connect additional wiring. Okay, cool. Okay, reattaching the screen, and then we're going to be good to go. Yes. Lovely. Let's check the connector really quick. Boy, that seems like a stupid design decision, but what do I know? I've never designed a printer. Connect additional wiring, RGB socket, RGB wire. RGB socket, RGB wire. Z-axis limit switch wire. Z-axis limit switch socket. Z-axis motor socket, Z-axis motor wire. Okay. All right, fine. We'll do that. Does this camera show? Hey, look at that. That's pretty good. Oh, you know what this is back here? This is a cat toy. Little thing spins around under it. It's great. My cat loves it. They're really cheap. Go get one. Your cat will likely love it. Even picky cats like them. All right. It's all just taped up here, isn't it? I don't want to break stuff. Oh, okay. Well, it's zip tied. Cool. Guess what? That's what these are for. I thought they were only for removing extra print material. Fun fact, if you break these from removing print material, yeah, I mean, everybody does it, but don't complain if you do that because that's not what they're designed for. Oh, that was probably dumb. Or was it? Wait a minute. This is not how I'm seeing this. What? Are they all just from there? Oh, okay. All right. Well, that was still dumb. I probably shouldn't have clipped that, but yeah, whatever. Be fine. Well, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's just, I should say, I probably didn't need to clip that. It's probably okay that I clipped it. I just didn't need to. Alrighty, RGB. It's got really nice fabric tape for throwaway tape. Man, why? It's weird. What does this little one say? It says Z1. This says RGB. This says ZZ. Wait, 2. Okay. So these should connect. This is RGB, and this is RGB. this is Z something. Oh, it just goes into the goes into the motor. Brilliant. Connect printhead cable. That was a friend just telling me that they're not going to join the stream because they got better things to do. What a surprise. Saturday afternoon, you got better things to do than watch me. I'm shocked. Customized HDMI cable, 1 pieces. Cable tie, 2 pieces. Printhead, 1 piece. Connect the HDMI cable to the top of the printhead and affix to the rear of the Z-axis as shown with the included zip tie. This is the customized HDMI cable. And it really isn't customized, it's just right angle. It was originally not right angle, straight up and down coming out of this thing. It's so weird. Okay, so I'm supposed to... let's switch cameras. So I'm supposed to just plug this in. Yes, it really is an HDMI cable. Okay, so yeah, HDMI cable, and then 2 zip ties, cable ties. Looks like we've got plenty, unless we need more cable ties for later. Yeah, we got a bunch of cable ties, whatever. Okay, cool. Let's see, cable ties, and they want them connected on this thing. So, you need to leave some slack. Be sure to allow slack for full x-axis movement. Yeah. So let's push it all the way to the other side. And then we'll have a little bit of slack. Okay, that should be plenty. I don't have too much. Because if it comes back here, no, I guess that's okay. Yeah, all right. We'll start with that. I got other cable ties. Not a problem. There's 1. And 2. 2 cable ties. Good to go. Connect separate motor cables. They're on that side, so we're going to switch cameras. They're over here. And we connect them to... Wait. Same thing as before, pretty much. Or how about this? Let's turn it around. Let's turn it around so that I do this better. Right? Instead of reaching over it and hurting myself. What an idea. Okay. Front camera. Cool. Okay, I am going to pull that. Again, this fabric tape. It's pretty excellent. You know what, BQ? How about you skip the nice fabric tape and instead key the connector for the LCD? Okay, so X to X, Y to Y. So we plug this in here. Okay. And then we plug this in here. Just a chill building stream. Cable tie. Where do you want me to? Oh yeah, of course, as a strain, right here, as a strain relief. That is actually a really good idea. Okay. Strain relief for that connector. Cool. Probably kind of screwed that up, honestly, but you know, it's fine. It'll hold it. Stepper motor cables are connected. Verify power mode. How do I do that? On the back of the printer. The back of the printer. Sorry, I need to speak directly into this mic because that's what it's built for. The back of this printer, before powering the printer, check whether the voltage mode matches your household power supply by viewing the voltage switch on the back of the printer. 230 or 115. I live in the United States. And I'm not going to plug this into 230 here. It says 115. I'm still going to flip it to make sure. Cool, 115 it is. Connect the power cable to the printer, then plug into the outlet. You can turn on the printer using the power switch. Okay, prepare filament, insert filament. Okay, we're getting to the end. I'm going to actually put a square on this thing and make sure. Just want to check that it's actually square. What a thought, huh? I'm pretty square. I should be able to identify when things are square. I shouldn't need a tool for this. Okay, cool. Just got a combination square here. Let's see how wonky this is. Whoa, it's actually really not. That actually looks pretty damn good. Yeah, like, okay. I'm relatively pleased by that. Yeah. Well, yeah, that seems pretty square. Let's flip it around. Okay. Flipped around. Check the square again. Oh, that's actually going to be kind of hard to do because the LCD is in the way. Doi. still, from the limited amount of screwing around I can do with it, it seems pretty decent. All right. Let's check how out of whack the this part is. Actually seems pretty bang on. Or at least pretty close. It might be slightly off, but it's close enough that I'm willing to test it. Okay. Test time. Let's plug it in. Wait, before I plug it in though. Let me check. It's good to read ahead. Plug it in, prepare filament, insert filament into printhead, auto bed leveling, adjust Z offset. Start printing. Okay. But we're going to need to remove this because I don't really want to heat up a bunch of plastic. Wow, that really snaps on there. Okay, that's actually pretty firm. Yeah, good enough. Plug it in. My phone doesn't need to be plugged in. Turn the switch. Screen turned on. Whoa. Bed leveling on. Fade height off. Okay. Menu. Movement. Wow, that's really responsive. Crazy responsive for a printer. ABL. Start. Is it necessary to heat the hotbed to 50 degrees C before auto leveling? Confirm heating. Or it is. Not is it. It is. It's not asking me. It's telling me. Yes, please heat. I hear fans. Oh, this is really dumb. I should remove this. Ah. No, wait. No. I'll let it do its thing here, but then I'm going to actually manually level this bed. And then I'll re-auto bed level it. Need a piece of printer paper. I'm actually one of those crazy people that owns a printer, so I've got printer paper right at hand. I don't use it very often, but printer paper. Oh, and if you need a printer, assuming you're not printing photos, Brother laser printer. That's the way to go. Pretty bulletproof. Doesn't cost an arm and a leg to refill it. We'll need this for further leveling in a second here. But assuming I didn't know what I was doing and didn't know how to level, I'm giving this the opportunity to do its thing as if for a new person. Also, boy, the fans in this are really loud. There's a mod where actually it's got the ports on it already. Ooh, this is catching all immediately. Okay, that's not good. The fans are really loud. There's a mod I found where on the board actually there's spots for the fans to be plugged into a different area or different plugs, and then you can have it only turn on the fans when it's actually printing, which should quiet it down. Okay, it clicked, so it hit that end stop. Oh, it's gonna probe 25 times. Yeah, that's not... This is really boring. Okay, well, I'm gonna check my mess. Ooh, that clearance is just barely... Wow, okay. It's chirping. All right. I mean, yeah, it works. I'm going to install a slightly modified firmware on this, full disclosure, almost immediately. I'm going to test it like this, make sure everything's fine. But I'm going to pretty much immediately install an alternate firmware, change the fan thing out so that doesn't go. It'll speed up some stuff. Yeah. Not that the default firmware is bad necessarily, but could be better. Boy, the screen is excellent, though. I like how they list the duck as a part. Okay, saving point. Cool, it's ready. Back. Say printer settings, sure. Can I... Cool. Leveling, can I manually level? Please? That's a little high for my taste. My printer's too high. Too low, too low. Oh wait, actually. Just a little bit. Yeah. That's all right. 0.2. This is thrilling, but this is how you level a printer. Actually, I'm going to do this twice. That's pretty good. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. It's pretty good. Just wanted to catch a little bit on the printhead. Stupid. I was going the wrong way. Cool. Let's check 0.5. That's a little, it's okay. Go back to 0.1. Two. Yep, we're gonna do this twice because pressure will get, or the tension will get a little bit out of whack as you adjust them the first time. So it's good to do it twice. Okay. Thrilling. Sorry, I should be speaking or something, be entertaining. Still a little firm in the center, but we're going to say that that's good. And then we're going to do ABL start. Yes. Why don't we get some filament? Another thing these things aren't used for. Ooh, this could definitely be tangled. Doesn't seem like it is. Let's stick it over here. Okay, cool. We're getting somewhere. Thrilling. Okay, there should be an SD card. I assume in this stuff. Data bag. Micro USB, micro USB. Okay, cool. Save printer settings. Yeah, neat. So we got a card reader. Cool. It's cheap, but whatever. And then we've got a 2 gig micro SD. So we'll pop that in. Yo, move back. Oh. Makes some kind of wonky noises. Noise. Okay, let's see how bad this prints. Print SD. SD error. It's your SD. Onboard SD? No. UDisk? No. What? Does it have to be started with the SD already in it? Is it upside down? Put it in right side up. Oh, okay. SD error. So let me do this. Let's turn it off and then turn it back on. What an idea. Okay, cool. Let's pop this in while we can. Yeah, okay. What? Press and hold the lever to the front. Oh, there we go. Just a dummy. SD error. Really? Oh, that's because it doesn't go in the front. It goes in the side of the screen. Yeah, that's obvious. Oh, okay. Right? Yeah, okay. I'm stupid. There's a slot right here. So hey, look at that. Models. FlexiRex drawer 3D benchy. I mean, we have to do a benchy, right? Is this gonna have enough filament? Wait. FlexiRex drawer. I guess 3D benchy. Like, it might run out of filament, but yeah, sure. I gotta say, this menu is sweet. I dig it. It's got some plastic on that I haven't removed yet, but like, it's bright and awesome and really responsive. Heating. It's heating the bed to 55. It's heating the printhead to something. I don't know. I really don't think this is enough filament to print a benchy, but whatever. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm often wrong, you know? It's okay to be wrong. It's fine. It's part of learning. Okay, it's heating the printhead to 190, which, yeah, it should be fine. Nothing scary so far. 13% already. How is it already at 13%? HDMI printer, go! All in all, pretty easy build, assuming it works. I didn't tighten the belts. Kind of intentionally. I want to see if they're tight. They're workable from the factory. All right. Is it gonna auto bed level automatically? No. Guess not. Oh, it looks way too high. It's way too high. Oh, it's way too high. How do I baby step down? Let's try this again. I'm going to save so far, but I'm going to stop. Yeah, okay. Baby stepping needs help. All right, let's try this again. 3D benchy. Baby step. Okay, try it again. Let's try to baby step this thing. Yeah, okay. Just heat up. Whatever. Go for it. Come on. Bed heating. Cool. Okay. Heating up the printhead. Yeah. So, FYI, they hide baby step behind the model. So you don't immediately look there. You start looking at other places. But baby step is right there. Okay, let's go down some more. We're getting somewhere. Okay, you know what? Let's save that and go back and stop. Let's try this again. Oh, come on. Let me switch back to the other camera. Okay. One sec. All right. Okay. Let's see what this looks like. What I could do. That's an idea, huh? A little better. See my desk in the background. Whatever. It's cool. Here, turn that way a little bit more. Okay, let's go. We're at 190 and 55. Still's too high. Okay, you know what? I think with the baby stepping, I'm going to go back and have it auto bed level again. Oh, shit. This is a problem. This gets caught too. You know, let's manually. You know what? That's actually. There is filament in there, but. Let's give it a shot. I really want this thing to succeed on its own terms. Like, I don't want to go modifying it before it like has a chance to perform. because it should just work out of the box. This is a problem though. It's so close. Okie doke, come on. You know how to do this. Ooh, now it's a little bit too close to the bed, actually. Let's go up a little bit. Yeah, I'll take that. It might still be a hair close, but it's okay. Let's just let it do its thing. Okay, so it is possible to get it going with relative ease. Still a hair close, actually. I think I'm willing to accept that for now. So it's doing a tiny little benchy. That's how it can get away with this amount. We got speed, 100%. Percentage heat fan extrude machine feature. Percentage. Extrude. Fan. Terminal. Feature. Cool. Machine. Parameter terminal LED color. Oh, that's nice. I can change the LED color. Tuning. PID and tune steps. And we can do... Oh yeah. That's pretty bright actually. I'll leave it on white. It's actually just turning on all red, green, and blue at the same time, but it's kind of cool. Terminal. Oh yeah. What was that? Extrude? Oh wait. No. Don't pause printing. Heat? No. Machine? Alright, neat. Cool, okay. Well, I'll just... It's not gonna be perfect, but just let it go. Boy, this interface is just sweet. I love this. It is a little noisy. The fans are pretty loud, but it's not terrible. I'm not planning on having this in my office, so it's just here for now. All right, cool. How long is this supposed to take? So it's already at 20%, which is 5 minutes. 6 minutes. So like a half an hour for the whole print. Okay. Well, we're just going to let this thing go. I've been into the filament printer space for quite a while now. Boy, like about a decade almost. And I still dig it. It's still fun to watch. I have some resin printers. I've been into that for about a year, but there's something very cool about filament still. So one of the things about this printer that's pretty neat is the Raspberry Pi integration. So in theory, you could put Octoprint in this as kind of a native experience. You mount the Raspberry Pi on the back and plug it in. The implementation's a little weird. You need to run another cable. Otherwise, you need to like plug it into the front. It's really strange, but somebody figured it out. And it's once it's all kind of together, it's supposed to be pretty cool, being able to access that as if it was built into the printer itself. but I'm going to do some firmware modifications on this first. I'm going to change the fan behavior and adjust how the one of the end stops works. I'm going to change out that end stop because it already has the probe, so I don't really need an end stop on that same axis. So I'm going to do that among other things. Just make the experience a little bit smoother, a little bit nicer. And then we'll probably convert this to Octoprint, put a camera on it for octalapse and stuff like that. Move the filament off of the top of this thing. I don't like filament mounted to the top, so I will put it to the side probably. I have a filament heater, little filament oven almost, that's pretty sweet, that I'll probably run my filament through into this, because some of it sits for a while and it should really be put in the oven before printing for better results. So with a couple firmware tweaks, this should be a pretty sweet setup. It's quite easy to update the firmware on this machine. You just put your couple firmware files onto a micro SD card and plug it into the front. I think it's into this one and not the side one. I think this is just for models. We'll figure it out. But in any case, you basically just plug a micro SD card into it with a couple firmware files, and then it updates itself. So should be pretty easy. Firmware modification, depending on the printer, can be a little scary if you're not used to stuff like this. Having to load up, something like Visual Studio and screwing around with it from there, and then compiling it and stuff like that. But not with this one. Well, I mean, you could compile it yourself, but thankfully there are already people that have made the modifications you're probably going to want to make. So for beginners, this might be a good printer. And I am not a beginner, and I still have one. So assuming everything holds up, this is going to be my new workhorse printer. I occasionally threaten to buy a fancier, more expensive printer, like a Prusa, but I don't do it because it's a lot of money and I like screwing around with my printers. Here's a cat. Finally made an appearance. What's going on, Kel? Yeah. What's going on? What am I doing in here? Cat cam. Cat cam. It's looking pretty good. Gonna start laying down the deck in a few layers here. Should be close anyway. Wow, those are a bit dodgy. Feels like it's under extruding a little bit. We'll see how well it does at filling that in, but not super consistent so far. If you hear some kind of electric motor noise in the background, Cal wants to play with his toy, so I turned it on. Alright, so that initial layer was pretty sparse. Certainly looking better with some more plastic on it. What I'd really like to do with this printer is put on one of those like endoscope cams that people do. Can make for some really neat time lapses. Well, actually, I guess the endoscope cam wouldn't be good for a time lapse, but it's cool for checking your print in progress at like a near microscopic level. And I'll have a separate Raspberry Pi camera or something for octolapse. It'd be pretty sweet. Well, yeah, so far this is working pretty well. You know what we need, though? There we go, perfect. I don't know what it is with BIQU and rubber duckies, but I dig it. What's the best time to stream during the day? What is the best day for streaming? I watch streamer / YouTuber Aaron Parecki, does a lot of live streaming and camera kind of stuff, audio stuff. He streams Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Pacific, I think. I can't stream Sunday mornings because, well, he already has that slot. Just over a third of the way there. It's looking pretty good. If this printer turns out well, I could be interested in a larger format version. Or maybe if they made like a larger format Core XY. I still haven't done a Core XY printer yet. That'd be pretty sweet. I would be into it. So to fill some space here, I'm thinking about making this a regular thing, like weekly maybe, covering some of my projects. Kind of gives me a little kick in the pants to work on some of this stuff more consistently. I have a few more ideas. One is, well, certainly more 3D printer stuff, but I don't want to just be a 3D printing channel. But thinking more like kind of electronics in general. I have a server rack with some servers that I work on, and I actually got a new small one that I'm gonna probably build into a Proxmox server. So I'm thinking maybe a server build so that any of you who are curious about kind of home labby stuff could look and see what I'm doing with mine. I'm no expert, but I can follow directions. So a lot of DIY is just following directions. So probably a server build. You can see how the hardware goes together and install Proxmox. I have most of the pieces for that. Maybe some other like tinkering kind of stuff. Like just off camera, you might have noticed at some point. I have a shell for my Switch Atomic Purple gift from my girlfriend actually, and maybe we'll open a Switch and do some reshelling. cat is running around like crazy. I don't know what's up. What's going on? Don't chew cords for attention, Kel. You're only going to get negative attention that way. Well, while this is going, I'm going to tidy up a little bit. It's always a good thing to do. So I'm going to go on mute and leave this running. And tidy up a little bit so you don't have to hear me moving around and making noise with putting all this stuff in a bin. Yeah, this is looking a little weird. There's some issues with this print already. Kind of disappointing. It's supposed to be so good right out of the box. Try to show you. The bow area is not great. And it's just kind of inconsistent in general. I moved the camera so you can get a better idea of what's going on here. This could just be terrible filament. This could be some other issue. I'm not sure. Probably going to, might not even let this complete. Probably just because it's so crappy already. Probably remove this. Do the fan mod, which is just, you know, unplugging and plugging into a new place. Get some actual decent filament in this. And try again with some adjusted firmware. Do a better check of the squareness of the whole thing and check belt tightness more, stuff like that. Because this is pretty bad already. You can just tell that, like, even if it bridges well, I'd rather just have a good print all the way through at this point. Kind of a disappointing conclusion, I realize, but that's how it is sometimes. All right, well, we're at 2.5 hours of this stream. I think I'm going to call it here. This is just not looking good. I'm going to revisit, like I said, do some mod on the firmware and the fans. Basically just swapping plugs and swapping firmware. Put some good filament in this. Try again. We'll see how it works in the future. But as you can see, fresh out of the box with no real mods. Unfortunately, a little bit disappointing. But we'll go from here. 3D printing is a tinkerer's kind of hobby. And all in all, I'm not too disappointed. The rest of the hardware seems so good. It seems like I just need to play around with it a little bit more, and that we'll be able to get great results pretty quickly. So we'll see what happens. But thanks for joining me for this sort of test stream. And I will see you next time. Not sure when. Gonna figure that out. Thanks for joining me.